Welcome to the Solar Leadership Conversations of TaiyangNews 2025 in Shanghai at the SNEC show. My name is Michael Schmela and I'm the Managing Director of TaiyangNews, and I'm very happy to have with me today Gangchen, who's the President and Founder of AIKO Solar, one of the hottest solar cell and module producers globally. President Chen. Nice meeting you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the sector, technology, what's going on and what's of concern to all of us. So AIKO has been the #1 in our TaiyangNews top solar modules efficiency ranking for over 2 years. So what's the secret?
First of all, thank you so much for TaiyangNews for ranking us as the #1 in our top solar modules ranking for more than 27 months. And we pay a lot of attention to this ranking. And we also realize that TaiyangNews is one of the authority in our industry for just ranking these top solar models. So for a very long time, we have been prioritizing innovation as the core technology and the priority of our company. Since 2009, we started to just put innovation at a very strategic position and the core competitiveness of our company. In 2016, we actually developed the P-type model, which could just improve the bifaciality efficiency. And we also just tried to understand and did a lot of research between the N-type BC modules and the T-type models. And we also studied the parts of these two modules' development. And after our research and studies, we realized that the efficiency of this N-type and P-type were difficult to improve because we mainly just developed the N-type based on part of the P-type. But since in 2016, we also saw that the progress of this P-type and N-type was rather slow. The reason was very simple. We had to separate the development of N-type and P-type to rapidly and just to deduct the cost and improve the efficiency. Therefore, since the year of 2016, we separated the development of P-type and N-type, and the efficiency just increased a lot. And now, we just adopted a strategy of developing N-type and P-type modules separately. Not only we focus on developing the cell modules, we also focus on developing the silicon modules. We are entering into a new era of developing both P-type and N-type. We pay attention to their technology and also the techniques a lot. And now our average efficiency is up to 25.3%. And the theoretical extreme efficiency is about 29.5%. We also concerned about the connection and also reducing the loss of efficiency to just improve the overall efficiency of the power generation. So again, we prioritize on both development of the cell and also modules. Therefore, we are ranking #1 in this top solar modules ranking for 27 months.
Okay. Before we continue with technology, let's look or take a brief look at what's happening in the market. So we are in an oversupply cycle that's now lasting for years, despite a growing global market. And even this one is now expected to slow down. So what's your strategy to stay competitive in this overcapacity, very low price market segment?
So looking at the overall market development trends, we could see that the past 50 to 60 years from 1962 to 2023 was a rapid development stage for PV industry. There was a quotation from the book Competitive Strategy of Ke. And he said that PV industry was definitely a growing industry. But so before 2023, a lot of the players in the industry focus on scaling up their site, improving their product quality, and cutting their product cost. But after 2023, the situation changed. The growth of this whole industry just changed and dropped from the double digit to almost 10%. And since 2023, our strategy has also changed. As a player in this mature industry, more and more companies just pay more attention on branding, providing the value for the clients, and the healthy development of this industrial ecology. Our company is the same. AIKO pays more attention to the characteristics of the industry and the PV products. We are dedicated to just driving the growth and the healthy development of this industry based on really the needs, the scenarios, and the differences of our customers to provide them with the tailored solutions and the products so that we can just improve their productivity and efficiency at the end. We also just try to drive the technological advancement of these products to provide more value to our customers. So our priority is very simple. We don't aim to just scale up our business all the time. We aim at just making this cake bigger together with other peers in the industry. So now we have seen that this industry has become the core pillar in the past 3 years, and now more and more peers are starting to act the same. And together, we can just create more value and also just try to cut costs for the products. I believe that in the future, the whole industry will develop more healthily.
Okay, we can hope this future comes soon. Let's go back a bit and talking a bit about technologies. So while TOPCon has won the race against HJT, succeeding PERC as the next mainstream technology. The question is now, what comes after TOPCon? Will it be now HJT's time, or are we going directly to back contacts? So how are you pushing back contact to become the next mainstream technology?
ABC technology is actually the abbreviation of all back contact technology. And in AIKO, we actually develop and process the N-type and P-type modules separately. Whether for TOPCon or HJT or BC, we believe that at the end, we will just try our very best to improve the efficiency. So for us, we think all of these technologies are still half developing. They're not mature yet. Therefore, in the upcoming years, we'll continue to climb the mountains to reach the top. And what is on the top? We think it is the BC technology, especially ABC. In the past 10 years, we have done a lot of R&D of ABC. And after the verification of our technology and the market, we have become more and more convinced and confident about this technology. Talking about the definition of mainstream technology, We believe that there are two kinds. The first is the mainstream technology recognized by the whole industry, and the second is the development trend. So if we take the second definition as an example, we believe that BC is definitely the trend of the whole industry, because BC is developed on single crystal technology, and single crystal is the trend, and it's also based on the N-type technology. The partiality of this BC technology is also constantly improving. We believe that the theoretical gap of this partiality will be controlled less than 2.7%. We are also confident that we can just control this partiality less than 5% for a long term. Therefore, BC technology is safer and has higher efficiency of power generation, with huge advantages comparing to other technologies. We want to just deep dive on the different needs and scenarios of our clients to offer them more value and tailored solutions. We also want to work hard with other partners and the clients together to just develop this trend. Again, we are hopeful and confident that this will be the future development trend.
So you talked about a mountain which BC has to climb, and the question is actually, what are the barriers you have to still overcome to reach the top of that mountain?
First of all, in 2015, the BC technology was started to be developed by a company somehow. And this company entered into this industry in 1985 and developed this BC for 30 years already. There wasn't much change until AIKO also started to develop this industry. We adopted the two-track strategy by developing N-type and P-type separately. We focus on improving technology, techniques, raw materials, and excipient materials to just improve the efficiency. The process was very tough, but we overcame many barriers, difficulties, and challenges. Since many players in this industry proved to be successful, we were able to just develop this technology with them together. We were very glad that we chose the right direction in the past. Now we have more partners just get into the R&D with us and slowly just improving the quality and efficiency together. This is the industrial ecosystem we have been talking about all the time. Rather than this, sales has still been quite challenging, especially since the beginning of this BC technology. Looking at the global market, we still have to overcome a lot of barriers, especially the awareness of the clients, because the clients just aim at cutting the prices for us. So we will continue to just work hard to improving the efficiency and try to control the cost. The result of first quarter in 2025 was quite good. We were managed to just remain competitive in this mainstream market. We were also one of the first companies to just reach and climb up the mountain. And we expect our profits to be positive in the second quarter. So far, challenges are still much, but we are confident that if we just work together with our partners, we can just create more value for the customers. And all in all, we think our biggest challenge right now is to think about how to remain number one on this top capacity ranking of TaiyangNews.
Okay, very nice. Let's talk a little bit about the different segments you are catering to. Europe has been welcoming the aesthetics of the all-black BC modules very much. The Europeans really liked it for residential applications. Why do you think that was the case? And when you try to apply this to other markets, where do you see other countries to embrace BC technology as well?
首先呢，在我们这个爱旭的 ABC 组件这个开发之前呢，基本上不管你是多晶组件、单晶组件、poker 组件、TOPCon 组件及集体组件，它都是一个两面都有。
First of all, before the development of AIKO ABC modules, most of the modules developed by other companies only focus on its capacity. So most of the ABC modules produced by us were welded on both sides. Other products as well. But they only focus on providing like the technological capabilities, therefore they would sacrifice on aesthetics. We did notice that more and more clients actually care about aesthetics as well. Not only they want the products to satisfy their basic needs, they also want them to look good. After we realized that need, we were focused on addressing that need and provided the products that can both improve the efficiency and also just provide the aesthetics to the clients. We would say this is a contribution we pay to the industry.
Okay, so let's talk about the two other segments. So after establishing back contact in the residential segment, you are also, or you've been also trying to address the C&I and the utility markets. Are you happy with the progress so far? If yes, why? And if not, why not?
Overall, we think we are a company that are really dedicated to keeping the traditions. We pay attention to the different values we can provide to different countries and different markets based on their needs for the PV models. We also realize that even in the same country or the same region, they also have different prices or the values for different products. We tend to just focus on the high and premium markets such as the European market, Japan, and Korea, and other premium markets. So first of all, in terms of priority, we prioritize on residential use, C&I use, water phase use, and the utility stations. And secondly, for the Chinese market, we know that it is getting more and more competitive, and the costs are constantly just decreasing. All in all, it is a huge market we cannot ignore. We expect to see the overall gigawatts between 200 to 300 in the Chinese market in 2025. We also see that there were different prices for residential use, C&I use, and the utility use in China. Again, we tend to focus on the high pricing segment and look to scale up from there. So based on the Chinese market, we always try to provide the high price utility modules for our clients, which is at least like 10% more than that of other companies. For AIKO, our total sales in 2025 is expected to reach 20 gigawatts. So far, we have already achieved 8 to 9 gigawatts. We hope that by the end of this year, we can fully just achieve this target. So if you ask me whether I am satisfied, I would say I am rather satisfied, but not fully satisfied. Once we can just 100% reach our sales goals in the global market, I will be proudly saying that I am fully satisfied. But since we are the only one company with high growth in this market, in that terms, I would say I am very satisfied.
Okay, that's good to hear. Let's still talk a little bit about markets. So you started your journey in Europe. What comes next?
We have been developing markets such as Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Korea. And we started to make some breakthroughs in those key markets. We also prioritize on development in the Chinese market all the time, especially the residential users and distributed users. We have achieved great results in those areas. We are also just getting quite big orders of GW level projects, not only in residential use, but also in utility use. We will try to provide more commercial values for that and look forward to getting more and more big orders in the future. And for this exhibition of SNEC, we have also just launched one of our new products, the 665 watt bi-solarity modules. This product was actually developed in Jining and Shandong, and it will be used for both the China market and the overseas market. No matter what, in the long term, Europe will remain the key market for us. Europe has huge demand for both PV use and the awareness of the values for the PV product. So all the time, Europe will continue to be the key strategic position and the market for us. We will work hard to build the sustainable and healthy ecosystem for Europe with other partners in this industry.
Okay, very nice. When we talk now about the demand side, let's talk a little bit also on the supply side of things. So we live in a world where more and more countries are implementing trade barriers for solar products. So what's your view on diversification of cell and module production, which is taking place exclusively in China today?
So we believe that in the long term, we will see the trend of localization. The development of ABC modules and technology has been focusing on the Chinese market for a long time. We have developed our R&D base here and also expanded the market. And for other markets, we are also expanding our manufacturing bases for both cell products and modules. We believe that in the future, we will just invest gradually into those smaller sites manufacturers and also invest more on the distributed development for the products. But China market will remain the key market for us.
Okay, final question. So you've been leading our efficiency ranking now for over 2 years. Nevertheless, we have a trade show here, SNEC, and that's usually the place where new products are being implemented. So what can we expect to see from AIKO?
AIKO has been always dedicated to providing the products that can deliver the real values to our clients. Whether in our promotion or the marketing, we always try to deliver what we promote.
跟行业很多
And
企业
if
有
we
很大的差
say
别。
we are going to deliver
展示的
between
和带来的产品
600,000
都是
to
可交付可量产。
800,000, we will
你今天有订
definitely
单给我，
get it
我明天
done
可以交
no
付给
matter
你这样
what.
的产品。
So
我们这
our
次
projects
SNEC
are
展
always
呢，我们也是
deliverable
根据4
and
大
are
场景
able
带
to
来4个
max
新品。
produce.
这个第
If
一
we
大场景
receive
是
the
户外
order today,
适合
we will
50
just
户
put
的
it
这
into
个
mass
小2平方米
production
的，我们带来
tomorrow.
这个
For this
500瓦的
SNEC, we are bringing 4 new
其次
products.
呢，在这个
First is
工厂
for
用电上面，
residential use
我们
and
带来
also
的是
small site module.
680或者
It is
685瓦
500 watts
这个
with efficiency
分
up
布式
to
产品，它带来的组件功率
25%.
是24.2
Secondly, for CNI use,
在那个
we are launching
水面，因为水
680
面它的
watts
报时
or
密度比较高，所以我们带来的
685
是个同电
new
度的
module.
这个
It is
805
distributing
瓦的产品。
with
然后
efficiency
针对这个地面，
of
我们带来的是这个
25.2%.
665瓦
Third,
的
for the
80%
water
双面
phase
产品。
use,
所以
we
我
are
这次很高兴，
also
就是我们在4个
launching
领域4个场景
805 watts
都能带来4个突
product.
破性的产品。
And
那除了
fourth,
这个
for the
地面
utility
地
use,
面
we
665
have
瓦的地面没有达到25
465
的组
watts
件转化效率之外，
products
我们
with
其他的
by
所有的
actuality.
产品
We are
都给
very
我们带
happy
来
that
这个
we are
量产
launching
交
these
付
4 new
25
products
以上的组件效率。
for
谢谢。
different areas. Is that for the utility module? All the other 3 modules are up to 25% in efficiency.
Wow, that seems very promising that you will keep your first rank. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.